You are listening to Best in Seattle Real Estate with host Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420. This podcast is for real estate agents. Tina interviews the best of the best agents in the greater Seattle market. Learn strategies and the mindset needed to be your best. If you're looking to take your real estate business to the next level, this show is for you.
Welcome to Best in Seattle Real Estate Podcast, sponsored by Hubbard Radio Seattle. I am your host and local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell. My show is with real estate agents for real estate agents. My lineup is exclusive and reserved for the best of the best in the greater Seattle real estate market based on closed transactions in the last 12 months. If you are a real estate agent looking to level up your game, you're in the right place. My guest today is here to share what she has learned over the years that has taken her to the top in the real estate field. Now in studio, Kimberly Fraser of eXp Realty. Kim, thank you so much for joining the show.
Tina, thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure and a blessing to be with you. So thank you for including me.
Likewise. Kim has closed 50 transactions in the last 12 months, and that earns her the title of an industry leader. And she is here to share today her secrets for success, data provided and verified by MMI, Mobility Market Intelligence. And I would also like to give a big shout out to my producer over at Hubbard Radio, Benny.
Hi there, Tina. Are you ready for the new season we're upon us?
Well, I don't know if I would say ready, but I'm excited about the falling leaves. So yes, I am.
Oh, see, yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, there's one other thing that I was only thinking of. It's the season of spiders.
Yeah, daddy long legs. I love them.
No, thanks. No. Just leave them alone. Let them do their thing. But that's the one thing I don't like about right now. Like, they're all over.
You know what's all over is crane flies. What the heck's happening with those?
I know, right? Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know. I can't figure that one out.
Benny, thank you. Without you, I would not be here today. Definitely wouldn't be able to do what I do. So I love that you support me for so many years.
Sure, anytime.
All right. Before we get started, I'd like to share a little bit about Kim because it is all about her today. Kim is a licensed real estate agent professional since 2002. She leads the Kim Fraser team at eXp Realty, offering expertise in luxury real estate markets in Washington, Arizona, and Texas. With over 1,300 homes sold and more than $650 million in sales volume, Kim has solidified her reputation as one of the top 1% agents nationwide, and that's why she's here. Her remarkable success has earned her a place among the top 50 individual agents at eXp Realty in 2022 and 2023. Her track record in luxury market is a testament to her deep understanding of property values, marketing strategies, and her dedication to delivering the best results. Oh my gosh, Kim, I've known you for quite a few years, and I've watched you over the years when we've had challenging markets and great markets, and especially right now where the market has been a little bit challenging over the last 12 months for most real estate agents to see that you're still kicking, and not only kicking it, but killing it in the market. So I'm just so blessed to have you here sharing with other real estate agents how you're doing this.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to share anything that I can do to help the industry in general. I'm honored to do that.
Wonderful. Well, let's go ahead and start out, Kim, with where does majority of your business come from and how do you foster those relationships?
Okay, so I have a few different buckets that we kind of currently utilize. I used to buy leads years and years and years ago, but probably 3 or 4 years ago, I kind of stopped from all of the major lead gen. I just kind of got tired of chasing leads. You know, one agent, you have like one lead and there's 1,000 agents calling them. It's just exhausting. So what we've been focusing more on is like farming. So we've always had a pretty good geographic farm, probably the last 20 years. And so I basically pick neighborhoods that I would want to live in as a first-time buyer, move-up buyer, an investor. I don't market to neighborhoods that I necessarily don't love myself for whatever stage of purchasing I would be at, because I want to be really genuine and honest in what I'm selling and the conversations I'm having. So I'm pretty deliberate. I have a couple farms in the east side in the Bellevue market. I've got one on Lake Tapps where I reside. I've got one in a master plan community called Tahale that is the fastest growing new construction community in Washington state. So I'm very specific. So a lot of times with a newsletter campaign and magazines that we back up, so you can do postcards, newsletters, door hangers, different things like that, community events to kind of build a following and become the neighborhood expert. You basically want to kind of become the mayor of that little area and be the go-to person for all things real estate. And so that I feel like for agents is a really great way. And even if you don't have a lot of money for marketing and farming, door hangers are not very expensive. You can go door to door, you can place them, try to sit open houses in those communities. So I sit a lot of my own open houses still. I've done 67 open houses this year, and it is end of September. So it's 67 open houses. So almost every single weekend I've been in an open house since the beginning of the year, usually Saturday and Sunday, sometimes 2 open houses each day. So open houses are a great source. And so even if you're an agent that doesn't have listings in that market, call agents who have listings in that market after the first couple, 2-3 weeks on market. A lot of times agents, especially us busier agents, you kind of get spread thin. We have more listings and things are taking 60 plus days on market on average to sell right now on the higher end. 30, low 30s is like the average days on market in the Seattle metro market. So agents, if they have other listings, they can only set so many. So I would say for realtors looking to grow, call agents up and, introduce yourself. Work hard, be willing to help hold those opens to meet prospective buyers, but try to do them in an area that you would want to be selling in that kind of backs up your geographic farm, because as they're seeing your signs, it kind of says, oh, Kim's out working today, Tina's out working today. And they're seeing your sign, and it kind of builds credibility as well.
I love that. What great advice. And I always say you can either stalk the cold or you can court the warm, and courting the warm is a lot more fun. You just need to be strategic with it, because as you're talking about, you're strategically targeting a group of people. I love how you say you're becoming the mayor of the neighborhood. So people get to know you. They see you around all the time. And like Kim said, you don't have to have a lot of money to invest in events and stuff. What you can do is most areas have events already for that community. So you are showing up at the event, you're reaching out to all your people and say, hey, I'm going to be at the park. They're having a concert with such and such. Drop by and see me, right? So you can be everywhere, but not put on the event, join other people's event, but invite people to be with you at those events. And that's a way you can get
smart.
financial, right?
Super smart. You can do pop buys. You can go on social media. The other thing too with these things is create a social media farm. So a social media farm. So it's Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and that doesn't cost you anything but time. And with the technology today and resources with your iPhone and things like that, there's so many things that you can do that doesn't even cost money, but you can put on little creative events. You can sponsor with a local lender, title company, things like that you can provide within the community, other business owners that maybe want to, maybe it's, a carpet cleaner, it's a house cleaner, it's the electrician, the home inspector, things like that you can go into with community, create like a pumpkin patch, like a pumpkin carving contest or a Christmas decorating contest. There are things that you can do within that community to kind of add value to the community and show that you care. And then they'll reciprocate business back to you over time.
Great advice, Kim. It's working for Kim. If she can do it, you can do it as well. So think about who you're going to strategically target and what type of activities you're going to keep yourself in that targeted market, how you're going to do that. So Kim, what is the next big thing that you're working on in your business? Because I know you've always got something going on.
Well, we just leased a huge $60,000 printer. So we're doing some mass productions. We've got a lot of kind of have a business directory going out for those communities. So partnering with local businesses that can support that particular community is one of the things that we're doing here recently. I'm also going to be launching a big podcast with 4 real estate agents, just teaching them, training them, educating them, taking my 22 plus years of experience and pouring back into other realtors to help them grow and expand as well. That's the biggest thing I'm doing is kind of starting a training platform and coaching platform this fall and winter, hopefully when things slow down a little teeny bit, so I can get that off the ground. So you're a master at, so I might have to pick your brain because you're so good at that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and coaching is really great. It gives you a space to where you can share what you've learned over the years, and more importantly, to really build those connections and relationships through a conversation and making everybody better. And through the process, you continue to grow. Right, you become your better person when you're teaching and sharing things, and you continue learning yourself. So, congratulations, Kim. Oh my gosh, I'm sad as for real estate agents. I'm like, wait a second, do I need to get my real estate agents to pop in? But we'll talk about the podcast in more detail later and see how I can hear more about what you're doing. So coming up next on Best in Seattle Real Estate Podcast, continue conversation with Kimberly Fraser of eXp Realty.
So have you ever had a buyer's mortgage decline in the middle of closing? Most lenders do not pre-underwrite loans. They require a purchase and sale contract before an underwriter reviews the loan. This can cause stress for all parties involved. Highlands Residential Mortgage does pre-underwrite. In addition, Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420, offers a personal $10,000 seller financing guarantee. This insurance policy to the seller and is not subject to the buyer's ability to secure financing. If the buyer's loan is declined and the financing cannot be secured, Tina personally pays the seller $10,000. This guarantee is only subject to the seller or property issues. Your buyers will stand out next to their competition. For more information, go to TinaMitchellTeam.com. That's TinaMitchellTeam.com.
Welcome back to Best in Seattle Real Estate Podcast, sponsored by Hubbard Radio Seattle. I am your host and local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell. Continued conversation with Kimberly Fraser of eXp Realty. Are you a real estate agent looking for that one thing to take your business to new heights? Kim is here to motivate for you to be your best. You will learn what she is doing and how you can implement her best practices into your real estate business. Today, Kim is sharing her strategies and mindset needed to be the best in the industry. She is here to inspire other real estate agents to level up their real estate business. Kim, thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Tina.
So Kim, as you think about the future of your business, what do you see around the corner?
Gosh, striving for excellence. I'm obviously very competitive.
You're in the top 1% in the entire nation. Get that?
Yes. So it's not easy to let go of. And I know that you can relate to this. It's like dropping to top 5% doesn't really work. So it's like, I don't even know. It's something I was born with. Like, I was a number one pepperoni salesperson in 7th grade, and I won $100 out of the whole Federal Soccer Association. Because I was like, I'm going to win the $100. I'm going to be the number one person. So I feel like it's something that's just ingrained in you. I think sometimes it's just born into you. And I know that you're probably the same way as I am. So I think striving to stay actually right now I'm number 11 in eXp out of 90,000 agents. So I would love next year to be number 1. So I think that's something that I'm striving to. It's really funny. I either want to be the top person or I want to be doing nothing. And nothing's really not an option, but there's really no middle ground. And so it's like a blessing and a curse.
You're all in or all out.
It is. I'm like, I want to do it all and be the best, or like, let me just stay home and do nothing and like eat bonbons. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I think at our age, you and I are the same age. I think I've got I got to get another 15 years, maybe 20 left in the tank. So just continue to strive, grow my business, grow in the luxury field. Really, our price points have continued to increase. So really start to continue to grow in the luxury market, and do a little more expansion, I think, in Arizona and Texas as well.
That's wonderful. And I love how you've got, multiple states now. Yeah, you're killing it. So Kim, looking back, what is one thing that you would have done differently in your business and why?
I think from the beginning, I would have done a better job with my past clients and database and sphere of influence. I still, to this day, I'm successful in spite of not doing that well. And that's just totally honest and candid, because what happens is when you're busy, and I know you can appreciate this, but you just go on to the next deal or the next house. So, and it's so busy and you care and love these people, like as you're helping them through, but then the next listing comes on and the next buyer comes on. And I feel like as agents, we need to do a really good job of securing and maintaining that relationship for those past clients. I feel like if I could go back, I would really hone in and really tighten up that database and really do more marketing to my sphere of influence, because I have such a big sphere of knowing people. I feel like there's probably millions of dollars that I've left on the table by not putting more focus on that. And I feel like that was probably my biggest shortcoming over the last 20 years, that if I could go back from the beginning and do it better, but I need to start now and improve upon it. So even those top agents, you guys, as you're looking and think, oh my gosh, they're so awesome, they've got it all together. We don't have it all together. We still are plugging, little holes in the bucket. And so there's still things that all of us can improve on and get better at. And that's something I think moving into 2025 that I really want to focus on. because I do care about those people and love those people. I just need to spend more time and attention and getting a system in place to nurture and continue to drip on that. So that's
Oh my
what I
gosh.
think as new agents or seasoned agents that we really need to do better at. And I think just nurturing that alone as one of your buckets, maybe that open houses and farming would be enough without ever having to buy a lead.
Yeah, that is so awesome. And again, court the warm and at the highest end, court the people that know and love you already. And I love how you brought that up. I heard a statistics once that if you're great with your database, you're going to get an 8 or a 10% return. Now, I'm here to say you can actually, realistically, you can get a 25% return, but just take 10% of the people that you know in your database. And I want you to calculate that and what that looks like for you. That's the business you're losing by not staying in contact.
Wow.
Reach out to me if you have any questions. I'll give a shout out here as well. Mailbox Power is an awesome snail mail. Unlimited. Kim, reach out to me after if you want to talk about it. Limited amount of postcards that you can do. All you're going to pay is postage. Tons of gifting, all kinds of really cool stuff. That's a really great way because you want to take advantage of snail mail because most people don't. So you're going to set yourself aside. Obviously, social media, like Kim talks about, because you really want to be engaged in that platform as well. So think about how you can easily stay in contact with your clients. You can do pop-bys, but if you don't have time to do pop-bys, you can do a pop-in and you can tell people you're going to give them something. It can be really small, but pop in and see me at my office between these hours. And here's the gift I have for you. So it saves on having to go door to door and visit people if your time is limited. So anyways, reach out to myself, Kim, any of the agents I have on the show, because all of the agents on the show, it's exclusive. They literally are in the top 1% in the nation, or they're not on my show. So I've got great people that you can reach out to. So thank you for that, Kim, for sure. Last question. How do you, well, we've talked about it, but any additional things that you want to add to our conversation today regarding marketing, staying in contact as we're wrapping up the show? Any additional?
Yeah, I would say creating events. This is another thing that they can do quarterly to stay in touch because sometimes it's awkward, especially if you've lost time. Maybe it's been a year, 2 years, 5 years since you talked to them. Just call, apologize, say, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm just going back and I'm on my apology tour. And I just want to apologize for not staying in better contact with you. But I would love an opportunity to be a resource for you and your friends and family. So my commitment is that I will be in touch at least quarterly, and I'm going to be doing events, and you can bring in a lender partner, a home inspector, different people, and create an event. It could be at a movie theater, it could be pictures in the park, it could be a lake day. So there's things that you can do that are not huge expense, but you can bring in partners with that. And then you have an excuse quarterly to call them. So, fall, winter, spring, summer. And then you're creating an event, you're calling them a month ahead of time. You're sending an invite, a mail, an email. You can put on your social media page. And then you're calling them ahead of time. You're calling them the week before. And then you're calling to follow up or if they didn't make it. And then the next month, you're like, hey, I'm having another thing next month. And then follow up, hey, thank you for coming. So it gives you an excuse to be in communication, call them every 4 to 6 weeks, and actually be able to provide something of value, whether it's family photos, it's pictures with Santa, it's a pumpkin carving contest, maybe it's a 4th of July parade in that community. So there's always something that you can be doing. So I feel like that's a really inexpensive way and something that you're offering of value and showing your appreciation, and a great way to stay in communication and direct contact with your clients.
Absolutely. Think when you're invited to meet up with somebody one-to-one, for dinner. It's really great. But think when you're invited to their party, don't you feel really special? It's like, oh my God, Kim invited me to her party. Don't you want your clients to feel special that you invited them? And I love that. And I love the calls as well. You can also do audio text. If you're not picking up the phone, you can, instead of doing text message writing, do your audio text. I do want to ask you
Or
something.
video.
And
video.
even better,
Love to see your
absolutely.
face, and then just
Yeah.
put it out there. Absolutely.
That is actually even a better idea. I want to ask you really quickly as we're wrapping up our time here on the apology train. What do you think about, because if you would probably agree with me, Kim, think of you, when was the last time that you got a call from your financial advisor, your CPA, I'd be your lender, I call you all the time, but your insurance agent, when is the last time that you got a call from any of those people?
Never.
Never. You never did. So we
Never.
don't need to call and be an apology chain, right? Because anytime you say you're sorry, then you have something to be sorry for. Here's what you can do. You can just say, hey, Kim, I was thinking about you and I wanted to pick up the phone to call you. So when you're reconnecting with your clients, don't let them know that you feel bad that you haven't connected with them, because don't worry about it. Nobody's connecting with them.
Great point.
So you just thought about them, right? So anyways, I wanted to point that because I've always thought about it. I've heard the, the word I'm sorry, and then I just
Yeah.
apologize, right?
And exactly. And then you're like, why are you sorry?
Exactly.
No,
You
I
have
think
nothing to be
that's
sorry
smart.
for.
Just tell them you're having an awesome party and you'd love to have them.
Exactly. Wow, the top
I love
1%
that.
in the entire nation. Maybe I shared something with you that could be helpful.
You're insightful. You helped me. You helped me.
I love it. All right. So, Kim, thank you again for being on the show. Excited to have you back. And congratulations again to all of your success that you're having.
I appreciate you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you having me on here, and I look forward to the next one.
Thank you, Kim. So to watch the video recording with Kim or other industry leaders in the real estate space, you can go to bestinseattlerealestate.com, or you can catch my show on my YouTube channel. Tina Mitchell, your host and local mortgage expert, making a difference in the industry, one show and one interview at a time. Until next time.
Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420, is a licensed loan originator with Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited. The views expressed by the speakers on the preceding program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited, nor are they necessarily endorsed by Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited.